Okay, call to order the December 28, 2016 meeting of the Township of Lopatcong Town Council. Let's see. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided indicating the time and place of the meeting in accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 by advertising a notice in the Star Gazette and the Express Times and by posting a copy on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Moment of prayer. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please, Beth.
Yes, Councilman Del Ferro.
Here.
Councilwoman McCabe. Here. Councilwoman Whitmire. Here. Council President Pryor.
Here.
Mayor McKinney.
Here. Okay, we have a pleasant event today. We have a proclamation. What? Oh, you want to do it first? Okay, yeah.
Council is in executive session for almost an hour. The topics of discussion are exactly as listed on your agenda 1 through 5. The minutes from executive session will be available at such time that the need to confidentiality no longer. Thank you.
Okay, Chief, are you going to make this proclamation?
Absolutely. Thank you. Before I go ahead and read this, I would like to say that it's been an honor and a privilege to work with you for so many years, Shirley. For those that don't know, Shirley's been a fixture within the township, in the police department for the past 18 plus years. She's helped countless people throughout the years. Couldn't ask for a better person to be by your side, and she's done a fantastic job over the years. As you walk through the municipal building doors and head to the police department, it's usually not a police officer that you see first. It's Shirley, every day for the past 18 plus years. So we thank you for all your service to the township, Shirley, and for the community. Well done. So on behalf of the Township of Lopatcong and the Lopatcong Police Department, I make the following proclamation. Whereas Shirley J. Emery began her career as a police records clerk in the police department in August of 1998, and whereas Shirley has faithfully and conscientiously served the citizens of this community, and whereas the mayor and council wish to express their great appreciation to Shirley for meritorious service, loyalty, and dedication to her job, and whereas Shirley, through the performance of her duties and responsibilities as police records clerk, has earned the admiration and high regard of the police officers with whom she has worked with over the years, and the affection of her fellow public servants. Now therefore be it resolved that the Township of Lopatcong, County of Warren, and State of New Jersey congratulate Shirley and wish her a happy and healthy retirement. Come on, Shirley. He's happy.
Thank you so much. I just want to tell you that I really enjoyed working in Lopat all these years, and I'm going to miss these great guys, I'll tell you. They're the best.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thanks, Shirley.
Thank you.
Shirley, thank you for your service.
Enjoy your retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shirley.
Okay, I'll take a motion to go into public comment agenda items only.
Motion.
That's good. I'll second it.
Okay, no. All in favor?
Aye.
Any questions out there in the mass? Yeah. Yeah, this is agenda items only.
Agenda items only. Yes, I have two comments to make, really short. The first one is on the resolution authorizing the Lopatcong Municipal Park football field to be named Steinhardt Field as recommended by resolution adopted by Lopatcong Athletic Association. I think that should be voted on and passed. I really do. I think that's a very important thing. And I think Mr. Steinhardt has really put a lot of work into Lopatcong ever since he got here, his entire career, with the LLA and other civic duties that he performed. And I really do think he should be honored with that name of that field, Steinhardt Field. And the second one is I'm glad that the council has taken up Dave Lance's suggestion as to converse about it and to authorize Lopatcong's participation in the agriculture department's 2017 Gypsy Moth aerial suppression program. It's a very important thing. When I was a young man, one of my fellow classmates had turned into was doing the study around America for the first blighted gypsy moths. And I don't remember what you call the people who study insects, but that's what they were working on. Gypsy moths hit really bad back in the 70s too, all over New Jersey. So I'm glad council is taking that up as a potential thing to do. Thank you very much.
Comments? Anyone else have a comment for the? Okay, I don't see any, I don't hear any, so I'll take a motion to close public comment agenda items only.
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we now move into old business. First item of old business is to approve executive and regular session minutes for November 2nd and 21st of 2016. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, I do have a couple of small comments. November 2nd, Beth, the regular minutes. I don't have a page number, but it says Ordinance Council Liaisons and Finance Committee. First paragraph there, we go down 2 or 6 lines. It says he expressed to the mayor that it says it right in the ordinance. It says W-R-I-T-E. Yeah, the other right.
Yeah, got it.
The next paragraph, where it says Council President Pryor, the second line, it says there is 3 principal groups. I don't know, maybe I said that. I apologize for my grammar if I did. 3, there are 3. Whatever. Sometimes I fumble when I speak publicly. And there was one more. Under council reports, Council President Pryor, 2, 4, 6, 7 lines down. It says it's not just a AA rating, but Lopatcong has been listed, should be as stable.
Okay.
And that's my comments.
Okay, any further comments?
I'm going to abstain from the 21st.
Okay,
That was the special
Yeah, when I
meeting
call the roll,
on,
tell
yeah.
me that.
okay. So we'll do the roll call?
Sure. Councilman Delcaro,
Yes.
Councilwoman McKay,
Yes.
Councilwoman Redemeier,
Yes, for the second, abstain from the 21st.
Council President Pryor.
Yes.
And Mayor.
Yes. Old business item number 2, resolution authorizing Lopatcong's Municipal Park Football Field to be named Steinhardt Field as recommended by resolution adopted by the Lopatcong Athletic Association. Did we do this last meeting?
Well, I talked about last meeting, and there were some stipulations put in place, one of them being to be passed by the LAA, which is in your packet tonight, and then another one, a resolution being adopted tonight by the council.
I think we voted on it. All right. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Is there,
I'll second that motion.
okay, is there any discussion? A roll call, please.
Councilman Delcaro,
Yes.
Councilwoman McKay,
Yes.
Councilwoman Redemeier,
Yes.
Council President Pryor.
Yes.
Mayor McKay.
Abstain. New business. Accept a retirement application submitted by John Fritz, construction, building, subcode, and zoning official. Do I have a motion to accept the resignation, the retirement notice application? Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Belcarra?
Yes.
Councilwoman McKay?
Yes.
Councilwoman Redemar?
Yes.
Council President Pryor?
Yes.
Yes. Resolution.
Wait, before we move on, do we have to, vote on placing an ad out or anything?
No, not yet. He's not going to retire till the end of April of next year, so I at some point.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Okay.
Resolution authorizing payment for clothing allowance to qualified township volunteer firemen who attend and answered at least 40% of the fire duty in 2016 in an amount to be determined.
Last year it was $175.
So would it to determine the amount here, or we're going to wait and find out what the amount, how is that? Is it suggested that we determine the amount?
Well, in 2016, we decided that $175 would be the amount that you would like to offer, pay the farm to be qualified. So if you want to continue with the $175, then that's what somebody should make a motion to, put forth.
Okay, do I have a motion with an amount from anyone?
Yeah,
I think we should stay with the same amount.
yes.
So that's a motion and a second?
I'm just voicing my opinion.
Okay, but you made the motion, right?
No, I didn't make a motion, I'm
Oh.
just suggesting the amount.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the amount.
So we're,
Then-
There
then we
address
can talk about
difference
it.
in calls from year to year? Do we know?
Well, she sent it to me, and I passed on the resolution, or the email to you, but I don't have it like that.
There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that meet the requirement. They have to meet 40% of whatever the calls were, so
Right.
they didn't give the total number of calls versus,
okay,
No, it just that they qualified. They
Right,
qualified
it just said they qualify.
right.
okay, so do I have a motion to renew this for another year at the same amount?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll second it.
You seconded, all right. Roll call, please.
Yes, Councilman Belcarra?
Yes.
Councilwoman McKay?
Yes.
Councilwoman Redemar?
Yes.
Council President Pryor?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Number 3, authorize LopatCong's participation in the Department of Agriculture's 2017 Gypsy Moth Aerial Suppression Program in an effort to eradicate gypsy moth infestation in the area of Lowe's Hollow Road covering 105 acres at a cost of $5,460. The cost would be reduced assuming a federal assistance grant is approved in 2017. Do I have a motion?
Are we doing this in the spring? Is that when this is occurring? I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion?
Yeah, I'll just say, I initially had a concern because this was, on private property, but, an infestation like this knows no property boundaries. It spreads. And we've done this before, and, we have a good chance of getting at least 30% back. So, on that basis, I support it.
Right, and it's 105 acres. It's not just like one person's property. That's all like trees. There it's all.
Yeah, it's a forested area under private ownership.
Right,
And
right.
normally I always question, that, but this, it's a pest that's spreading, and this is really the only way you can contain that.
It's done some serious damage already.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, gypsy moths are not a joke. Okay,
So it's.
I guess we go for a roll call in?
Sure. Councilman Belcarra?
Yes.
Councilwoman McKay?
Yes.
Councilwoman Redemar?
Yes.
Council President Pryor?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Resolution authorizing removal of interest charged on block 116.01, lot 5, in the amount of $15.15 in error for taxes due on November 1st, 2016. Do I have a
Recommended by the tax collector.
all right. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We have to do, it's money, so we have to do a roll, yeah.
Councilman Belcarra?
Yes.
Councilwoman McKee?
Yes.
Councilwoman Redmeyer?
Yes.
Council President Fire?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Discuss
Oh,
application.
sorry, we, on the Gypsy Month, I just wanted to go back on that one. The letter says we're supposed to select, we got a representative to represent us.
Pardon me?
Says we're supposed to select a representative who will attend the Gypsy Mound regional meeting to be held in January 2017.
It's not, it's mandatory.
I think it was just an application he had to submit in time, so.
That's
Okay,
Okay, discuss application to the DOT seeking state aid for municipal projects. Who is going to discuss this?
And just to give the council some background, the DOT, unfroze the Transportation Trust Fund recently. It had been frozen for quite some time due to the governor's order. After they lifted the freeze, the DOT finally issued their 2017 local aid program. So municipalities can request funds through that program to improve local roadways. The application deadline is February 3rd of 2017. So you have an opportunity to file an application between now and then. This is all done online. The state has a grant management program called SAGE that we prepare and file the applications on. If you do want to file an application, there has to be a resolution adopted by you to enable the filing of the application. I would prepare that resolution for you. Where we stand right now, we actually have two applications that have already been prepared. Neither was funded in the past. They both relate to Baltimore Street. We had prepared an application in the fall of 2015 under the standard program to improve Baltimore Street between Red School Lane and Strikers Road. So that's an option for you, is to refile that application. Prior to that, we had filed a discretionary aid application with the state under the local aid program to improve Baltimore Street between Red School Lane and the Hillcrest Mall. So that application exists also. So you could file either one of those, or you can go and file something completely different. It's really at your discretion at this point.
I believe we intended to complete the work on Baltimore Street. We only have the temporary pavement there from when the sewer line got laid.
One thing I don't recommend is you do multiple, you have the right to file multiple applications, but you will just waste money because when you file multiple applications, you have to prioritize them. And once you pick the number one priority, it kills the second application. So I recommend you just go in one application.
One of the two that we already have, or create a new one?
That's correct. You can
Okay,
create a new one if you want.
All right. Do I have a motion from anyone to name the project we would like to submit to the state for aid?
Well, absent anybody else, I'll make a motion that we submit the application for Baltimore Street between Red School Lane and Hillcrest.
Do I have a
In my
second?
opinion, the more beat up of the two.
can you have to do a resolution in January in order to apply that February?
Yeah.
My goal would be is if you make that decision tonight, my administrative assistant will work with Beth to get the application started. And once we start the application, we'll get an application number, and then I can create the resolution and have it for you for next week's meeting.
The only suggestion I have, Paul, I just don't recall, we trenched in the street from the vicinity of the old pump station, and we cut across Red School.
I believe so,
And
yes.
maybe we might want to extend that, a few more feet to take care of where the patch is on the
We could do
force
that.
main.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Belcarra?
Yes.
Councilwoman McKee?
Yes.
Councilwoman Redmeyer?
Yes.
Council President Fire?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Discuss application to the Department of Environmental Protection for Green Acres funds for municipal projects. How much is available under this?
Well, I don't think they said in the letter what would be available, but they're just invited
We would have to have,
Extremely limited.
yeah, that's what I remember saying. Is there any project that anyone is recommending to be submitted to the state on the Green Acres funding?
The constraints are pretty difficult, aren't they, Paul? I mean, if you accept these funds.
Yeah, you'll have to update your recreation and open space inventory, and any properties that you had put into open space since the last time the inventory was done would end up going on to the Rossi, would be de-restricted under the Green Acres restrictions. What we're probably looking at here, because had obtained funding from another municipality for acquisition about a year and a half ago. So you're looking at anywhere from $150,000 to $250,000. Looking at something like that. I mean, I can contact them and get the boundaries of what an application should be. I can find that out before next Wednesday's meeting for you. I know the people there.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Lopatcong doesn't have a Rossi. I don't think they've ever taken Green Acres money before.
Yeah, we did for Lopatcong Park.
They did a that, so they don't have a Rossi.
Yeah, we don't, remember we got rid of that,
The
Ross.
only municipality in Warren County, so.
Okay.
So you don't have any which means you don't have any restrictions on the open space that you own is not.
But what would happen, I guess, if you accepted the money, Lopatcong Park, and your pool would all go onto the Rossi?
The whole thing, right?
The whole thing.
You can't segregate
Yes.
out.
No, everything you own is open space unless you designate it that you're, gonna, if you're holding a piece of property, you're gonna transfer it out or something. Yeah, it specifically designated, otherwise you're right, everything would be on your recreational
Right.
space inventory, which means it's there forever.
And they call the shots, not us.
Yes, they do.
No, you.
Was it worth it?
Okay.
It's something you really wanted and
Really bad.
really need the money.
So am I correct that we don't need to make a motion here?
Paul's gonna look in to see what the money is that's
See
available.
what the money is.
So we'll table it to the next meeting?
The only other question I had, I looked at the site, and there's some towns that have just acquired land and left it forested or whatever, just keep it from being developed. And I don't know if that makes sense along one of the stream corridors, along the periphery of the park, where you really wouldn't do anything with it. You just preserve it as is. Towns have done that. I don't know if it makes sense or not, but it would certainly prevent something from coming up to the border of the park or approaching on a stream corridor or whatever.
Township actually had an open space element of the master plan in the past, and there were properties that in that plan that were proposed for acquisition, and one of them was the so-called bowling alley lot that starts at Belvedere Road and runs all the way back to Brakely Park. I think that, I'm trying to think of the farmer's name. Emil, I think his first name is, if you may remember his name. Yeah, it's between Bellevue Estates and Country Hills, and then Brakely Park. It's surrounded by housing on 3 sites.
You could create a buffer between 3 developments or something, and it has benefit for animals and whatnot. I'd ask you if something like that makes sense.
Does it have the towers in it? Does that have the power tower?
Isn't that where the Wagner horse farm was and all that? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
No.
But it's a fairly narrow lot, but it's very, very deep, thousands of feet deep.
Yeah, it's very long.
The church bought that property on used to be Wagner Farm. The
Yeah.
Fellowship Church.
That's right,
It runs around the properties out there.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, where the soccer fields are.
Yes, where the soccer
Make a
fields
good landing strip.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you want to look into that? I don't know if anyone can think of another property that would be
So I'm gonna fund up to 10%.
up to 10%? Oh, no, then I don't know, we'd have to go into debt then, a lot, to get to 90%.
Well, if it's something that you really wanted, the county has open space projects, and you can partner with the county. Like I said, there may not be enough money. You have to look and see, I would look first to see what money is there, then you can think about if there's anything that you want to target, and then you can decide if it's worth the restriction that come with all your other municipal, you can kind of look at it that way.
There's one parcel that comes to mind, it's next to the firehouse, between the firehouse and the golf course, has a big storage garage on it. It's one of the Piazza That would be suitable. It would be also advantageous to have that enormous, that building that's on there for municipal vehicles.
But that's privately owned, right?
Well, yeah, if we were to consider, acquisition of property.
It says here, competition is intense, so we'll only consider funding requests from new applicants or applicants that are making significant progress on their open acquisition and park development projects.
And typically they.
How much does it cost to even apply? Is it
No.
nothing? Okay.
That would be, that parcel would give us,
Right, but you wouldn't be able to use it for DPW building, garage,
No, it
things
would
like
be
that.
just
You have
as
to
it
use
is.
it for passive
It's
recreation.
in the open space.
the rest of it could be a part of the school.
Right, but if you purchase that piece, they wouldn't let you use it for those purposes. They want you to acquire walking trails.
Right.
And
Recreation.
open meadows and, things like that. And the county has been purchasing some, I believe, where the solar field is on Strikers Road, just, I don't know if that's south, to me it's south, but towards
South, yeah.
Greenwich, they purchased, some part of the Morris Canal, they purchased some land from, the owners of that property. So the county has been over here in this general area, and maybe do something on Lock Street they were working on. But you can always partner with them. They have an open space trust fund too, and they have access to Green Acres, and there are nonprofit organizations that have access to Green Acres grants. So if there's something you're interested in, by all means, look into it, but know that it comes with rate restrictions on everything you own.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. I've dealt with Green Acres, and we had one where there was a small park, and we just wanted to connect to a sewer, and you needed Green Acres approval just to make a connection. That's how bad it was. But I didn't realize it affected all your other recreational property. I thought it was just the property acquired with Green Acres funds.
No, what happens is when you take the money from Green Acres, they look back at everything you own. So if you go on the Green Acres website, they have each municipality's ROSI listed. And you can go on and type in Lopatcong, but it will show you, in the box you'll see it says county, state, county, state, county, state, because the municipality doesn't own anything.
Yeah.
And it will tell you funded or unfunded, which means whether that piece was actually bought with Green Acres money, or it was just restricted by virtue of you taking Green Acres money and already owning that piece.
We bought that with bonds, right? They issued bonds for that, to buy that property behind to expand the park.
Yeah, that's part of what we just refinanced.
Yeah.
That's why.
I didn't realize the restriction was that expensive.
Yeah, and I can tell you, if you right, let's say you needed to put a sewer line, you needed to do something.
Oh, it's horrendous. The Green Acres has to meet, you're on their schedule and,
Scoping hearing.
yeah.
Down in Trenton, then you have to replace the land that you put, and it's 2-to-1 versus 1-to-1.
You know what? If that affects everything, I wouldn't.
Transco
I would go
Pipeline
that
just
route.
wanted to add a little extension to what they already had in Hunterdon County, and they had to find it for an underground easement for a pipe. They had to find an acre and a half of land somewhere else to replace. And then you have to send that application to Green Acres, get it approved to make sure it's you didn't put it some nonsense.
Yeah, no, I've been through it.
But
I didn't realize
something you really.
you encumbered everything else when you.
Why don't we table it for now and people think about it and come back at the January meeting if there's any parcels you, all right, want to do that?
We can do that.
Okay. Let's move on to 7. Resolution authorizing transfer of appropriations of the 2016 Lopatcong Township municipal budget during the last 2 months of the year pursuant to NJSA 40A:40-58 current fund, $195,150, and sewer operating funds, $33,344. Essentially what this does is at the end of the year, you may have gone a little bit over on some budget categories and maybe didn't spend a lot or not as much as you could in another budgetary category. So what you do is you realign them and you take funds from one and put them in the other. And that's what this is. It appears at this point that we're not sure because we had a few changes in our CFOs, but we don't think that we'll go over budget. So, do you have anything to add to that? You were at the meeting today.
No, it's a lot of transfers between line items, makes line items all conform to the budget. It's almost like a final supplemental agreement on a construction contract. But we didn't exceed the contract amount. We had a 7.34 budget. It looks like we're going to be there, so.
Yeah, so, which is good. Okay, so, we need that, resolution. I'll take a motion.
I was at the meeting, so I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We'll do that on a vote, I guess. Roll call, please.
Councilman Delcaro?
Yes.
Councilwoman McKay?
Yes.
Councilwoman Redemar?
Yes.
Council President Fire?
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Resolution authorizing Mayor McKay to execute loan resolution to receive $1,850,000 and $850,000 from the United States Department of Agriculture regarding the new Route 57 pump station replacement project. I'll read all of these because they're all in one, right? Yeah, we'll go through them all. A second part of it is to authorize Mayor McKay to execute assurance agreement with the USDA. The third part is authorize Mayor McKay to execute equal opportunity agreement with USDA. Fourth item is to authorize Mayor McKay to execute water and waste system grant agreement with the USDA.
And please note, there could be other documents that will come down in front of Mayor McKay to execute regarding the closing of our loan with USDA in middle of January.
Yes. Now, this is where we funded the new pumping station, and because we did it the way we did it with the government loan, we are getting a significant portion of the project paid for with the grant. And we in order to build the thing, we borrowed money, we took a bond out, borrowed money, put it in a checking account, and used to pay the bills as we were building this thing. But now it's getting to completion. It's time for us to take the permanent financing down, and that's what this is. Okay?
I do have a question before we vote on these together. The 1850, are we sure of that number? I'll tell you why, because I thought it was $3 million with an $850,000 grant component in the balance loan.
Yeah.
And the amortization schedule that Christine Schmelzer, is her name, sent to us, it had a loan amount of 2150.
Yeah, I think it's 2150.
It is 2150.
With the 850,000, so I'll make that correction.
Yeah, good, yeah, that's right. It is 2,150,000.
Got that from somewhere, that 1850 though, on a document, so.
I know, I saw that too, but the one you haven't attached here is the 1,150,000. 2,150,000. Yeah, the total of the two is $3 million.
Yeah, no, the loan resolution itself calls for 1,150,000, that's where I got it from, and then the grant is 850,000, that's the loan resolution. That is number one, so I will leave that alone.
Read that again,
You have it in your packet, it's a loan resolution, it's filled in by the USDA, it says what, no, I'm sorry, it does say 2 million.
2 million, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
2 million.
okay.
I read it
Yeah.
wrong.
All right.
Okay.
It's 2,150,000 and 850. Those are the components. Okay. I'll take your motion.
I'll make that motion.
And second, please.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Councilman Delcaro?
Yes.
Councilwoman McKay?
Yes.
Councilwoman Redemar?
Yes.
Council President Fire?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Council reports. I'll just go down the line. Maureen?
I don't have a report tonight.
Okay. Mr. Pryor?
Two things. I did reach out to Oxford in our ongoing quest for a partner for the court. They are partners with Washington Township, Washington Borough, and Mansfield. They had interest, but unfortunately, they just signed a one-year agreement with Mansfield and the others, I guess. They had a 3-year agreement. They went for a 1-year agreement. They know of our interest. I guess if they're unhappy, they'll have time to do something with us during the year.
Okay.
Discuss it with us during the year. The second thing we're talking about financing. We did pull the trigger last month we talked about refinancing our existing debt. The interest rates kind of turned against us. But we looked for an opportunity and we pulled the trigger and we refinanced about $4.5 million in existing debt. And I'm looking for the schedule here, but we saved between $16,000 and $23,000 in interest per year. It goes up and down, but over the average, it's like $220,000. I'm looking, I don't have the document in front of me, these are approximate. And then, since some of these savings occur 10 years out, they apply what they call a present worth factor, and they bring it all to, current value. And I think the savings is about $203,000. Beth, does that sound right?
Yeah, it does, 10 years.
So, we did that in the middle of December, and then, right after we did it, the market turned again against us, so, it was one of those things that you, made a decision, you move forward. We wanted to grab the savings that were on the table, and we got savings out of it.
Yeah, we did. And it looks to most of us that interest rates will begin a steady and slow climb. So good that we got in while they were at their trough. Okay, do you have anything else, Joe?
No.
Okay. Lou?
I don't have a council report today. I'd like just real quick, I'd like to say just two quick things. One more time. Maureen, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you for your service.
Thanks, Lou.
And Yvonne, thank you for your service.
Thanks, Lynn.
That's it. Happy New Year to all.
The only thing I have for Recreation Committee, the dog calendars are in. So they're available at the municipal building for $10. The proceeds go to support the dog parks, the Laura said buy stuff. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I have just a congratulations to the DPW for handling yet another sinkhole in a good way. And thanks to the police for their help in going around and helping us notify people. And all those others who might have been involved. We have too many of these sinkholes, but we are getting pretty good at remediating them. Unfortunately, it's very expensive, but you keep us safe out there, so we thank you for that. Report of the chief. Oh, report of the engineer. Sorry, chief.
I have nothing to report tonight, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Report of the chief.
I have nothing to report tonight. Next week.
Okay. Department reports, do you have any? No, I don't think so. This is like a meeting that you don't have this stuff usually.
We're gonna bill, decide not to pay bills.
All right, we're not going to pay bills because we're going to have a meeting in next week. Audience participation, I have to take a motion. Do I have a motion? Yes, I do. We always take a motion.
You always do, you don't have to.
I just like.
Oh, well, I thought it was more, more copacetic.
Like to.
Well, I'm used to it. Okay, motion to go into audience participation?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. In audience participation, sir?
My name is John Betts, and mention of the Piazza land up by where that building is. I don't know if I can ask questions or not, but where would the funding come, the additional 90% come from if that would change to Green Acres? Would that come from the taxpayers of Lopatcong Township?
We're not anticipating doing that.
No, I understand.
Were we to do it and were
Yes.
the grant amount to be only 10%, then we would probably have to issue a bond or something to
Yes,
do
and the
it.
taxpayers eventually would pay for it. No, I don't think that's good. I think private acquisition, if anything, of the Piazzas, people that own it at that time should be tantamount and primary to the consideration of use of that property. And some people have expressed ideas on that property, but I don't want to talk about those right now. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good New Year's.
Happy New Year.
You too.
Happy New Year to you. Okay, there was no more questions, I don't think. Okay, very good. Then we will close audience participation, and I'll take a motion for adjournment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.